Got it.
Got it, yeah.
Liam Loughlin left.
I don't know. Okay, let's crack on. Hopefully let's move it this way. Just give me 1 second.
You can hear me, can't you, guys?
Yeah, we got you.
There we go. All right, Rory, over to you, mate. Go ahead.
Thank you. Very well batted, Jonny.
Thanks, Rory.
Can you sum up how tough that one was today? With the situation when you arrived at the crease, the pitch doing all sorts, and then the blow to the thumb. It probably doesn't get a lot harder than that, does it?
I'm absolutely over the moon, to be really honest with you. It's the hardest one so far, I think. Just as you say, with the circumstances, but just to put the graft in, and obviously that partnership with Ben was a big one, and it was tough out there, and I'm really, really delighted with it.
Can you tell us what the situation was with the blow to the thumb and the conversation with Craig out in the middle? Was the advice that you were in a bit of trouble, and was it you pushing to stay out there?
Yeah, I mean, if you obviously have been around me long enough to know that it takes quite a bit to get me off the park. So yes, it was sore, but obviously in the circumstances of the game, it was one of those where it was a decision I made to stay out there. Look, there's the decisions that you take upon yourself, and the medics can give you advice, but ultimately you're out there playing in an Ashes Test match, an Ashes New Year's Test match on Pink Day at Sydney in front of a crowd, and it's going to take a lot to get you away from that.
And just lastly, there, facing the world's number one bowler, knowing you've probably got 4 or 5 balls to get over the line, that's a pretty stressful end to it.
It was a naughty field. I've not seen a field like that before as well. But look, obviously they've got a very good bowling attack. So it was one of those that I'm just delighted to have reached 3 figures for England again. I'm very, very proud, and it's been a lot of hard work.
Cheers, Rory. Let's go. Will McPherson, George Zabel, please.
Hi, Jonny. I wonder whether did you think you might not have this moment again? You've obviously scored 600s before, none since 2018. You've been a little bit in and out of the side, but you've had that sort of incredible moment of triumph at the end of today. Did you think that opportunity might not come again?
No, I didn't think that. No, because I think that with the hard work that I've kept on putting in, and I felt that I've got the ability to do it, and that's exactly why you keep playing, and why you keep pushing, and why you keep turning up every day to practice, turning up to each game, putting your best foot forward. And as soon as that goes, then you're obviously not around. It's not been easy. You've been privy to a lot of things over the last 2 years, with COVID and traveling and bubbles and everything like that. And you also know how much this one means to me.
Coming into this series halfway through, or 2 tests in, without any meaningful red ball cricket behind you, has this been as challenging as you've found Test cricket? Yeah,
absolutely. Obviously, the last game we played was the end of August, start of September, I think it was. So naturally, coming to Australia, we'd normally have a couple of warm-up games and slightly longer build-up. Obviously, with the T20 World Cup in the UAE, and then the quarantine period, and then the weather around Brisbane, that wasn't the case. So, look, you've got to go to the canyon, haven't you? And look at the previous things and previous experiences that you've had when you're out here, and look at those and see and reassess and see where you can get to, and that's exactly what I've done.
Cheers, Will. Let's go, George. Stefan Sharmit, John Etheridge.
Well batted, Jonny. A couple, if I may. Firstly, would your hand be good enough? Would it be an okay state to keep if required in Hobart?
I don't know as yet, George, to be really honest with you. I'll know some more information tomorrow. I'm not sure about the keeping side of things. Anyway, I don't know. So, but from a batting point of view, look, I'll be out there in the morning.
Yeah. Do you feel you've been given the best opportunity to optimise your batting ability in the last 3 or 4 years?
I think that's a bit of a tricky question, that, George.
That's right.
Yeah, it is a very tricky question. You've got me very off guard with that. Look, I think that with the amount of cricket that is being played generally, and the opportunities to play red ball cricket being limited if you are a multi-format player, it seems that when you are playing red ball cricket, it is test cricket. And when you're not then playing red ball cricket, you're obviously playing white ball cricket, fortunately enough for England. So it's catch-22, isn't it? Because you want to be playing as many games as you can for England, which then comes obviously with areas in which you're missing out on, which potentially is red ball cricket at this moment in time.
Would you prefer a settled place in the middle order?
That's not for me to decide. Naturally, everyone wants to be settled, like the best teams in the world. Like you look at our white ball side, people are settled within that, and you move forward with the different rhythms of the game, don't you? But look, at this moment in time, there's obviously changes that are happening, and there's the batting lineup at this moment in time isn't as settled as everyone would wish to have.
Okay, thank you and well batted.
Okay, let's go one each going forward. We've got a few queuing up here. We're going to try and get as many in as we can. We'll go Stefan and then John Etheridge.
Hi, Johnny. Well batted. When he spoke last night, Stuart Broad said he'd given a bit of a brutal assessment on some of the first innings totals that England had put together on this tour. But he also said he hoped someone was sitting where you are now, having made a big score and answering some positive questions. Did what he said maybe give you that little bit of inspiration to do what you did today?
Don't know what he said.
He criticised the first innings totals that England had put together, but he also said he really hoped that someone was sitting where you are now, answering some positive questions.
Yeah, sorry, I genuinely didn't know what he'd said. So, naturally, you want first innings runs because that obviously gets you into the game. So, if you're like that, like we are at this moment in time, the first challenge from obviously this morning was to get up to the follow-on 216. I thought the way that Woody came in and played, we got up to 216 and went past 216. What's the score at the moment? And then obviously our plan for the morning is they've obviously got a new ball that's coming, but the plan for the morning will be to try and get as close to them as possible. Each run is vital. That's why when you're batting at this moment in time, you're trying to take every single run as it is. And look, it's not been easy. You've got to give credit as well to their bowlers. They've got a world class bowling attack. So I think that yes, we would like more runs as well, but at the same time, they do have a very, very good bowling attack, bowling high pace.
Thanks. Well batted.
Thank you.
Cheers, Steph. Let's go, John, and then we'll go to a few from Australia. Go ahead, John.
Johnny, hi. Well played. What was your view of the moment when Ben was bowled, the bails didn't come off, and he was given out LBW?
I didn't see it because, I was missighted. Obviously, they were around the wicket. It didn't look like it hit his pad, and then everyone went up. So, delighted the bail stayed on.
I mean, presumably, Ben knew straight away that the ball had hit the stumps, nudged the stumps, and the bail just stayed on. Yeah,
he knew that it hadn't hit his pad. So he knew that it had definitely not hit his pad, and obviously from that he knew that he was then safe.
Okay, cheers, thanks.
Cheers, John. Let's go Nick Savage, Bharat, and then we'll finish with Andrew Wu. Go ahead.
Thanks so much, Danny. Johnny, well batted today, mate. Congratulations. There was a moment where you and Ben Stokes walked off during the tea break and confronted a member in the crowd at the members' stand. Are you happy to talk through what happened there and what that altercation was about?
Oh, look, it was just a bit of, bad mouthing from the crowd, and obviously it's not the greatest, and it's not needed. We're out there trying to do our jobs. People are out there enjoying the day's cricket, and unfortunately, sometimes you have people that overstep the mark, and I think it's important to stand up for ourselves. because if we're not standing up for ourselves as well, then you can cop it, and especially when people overstep the mark, they need to be told.
Thanks so much. Cheers.
Okay, let's go Barrett and finish with Andrew.
Thanks, Danny. Well played, Johnny. Just, that partnership between you and Ben, maybe injuries had something to do with it. Was the first time that you guys managed to put pressure on the Aussies, like by really going after them. Now, forget about looking back, but looking forward, is that something you can do? Just show a little more intent against them?
Yeah, but I also think you've got to earn the right to show the intent. So you can't be reckless with it. I think that there's different ways in showing intent in order to get to that stage. So being positive in your movements, your body language, the way in which you address the crease, leave the ball. There's many different ways in which you can put pressure back on. Running between the wickets, I think that was one of them today that we did well too. So look, I think in those situations, you've definitely got to earn that, but then with it, you've got to execute. And today we executed it well.
Thank you.
And Andrew, last one, please.
Yeah, g'day, Johnny. Congratulations. Just wanted to ask you about that altercation as well. I mean, were you quite pleased in the end to get 100 and to, I suppose, stick it up those guys for giving you that abuse?
It'd have been nicer if they were there giving it when we walked off at the end, wouldn't it? But look, unfortunately, they weren't there at the end, and they missed the end of a fantastic day's Test cricket.
Cheers. Thanks, mate.
Thank you.
Okay, we're done. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Enjoy
everyone.
your evening. Cheers.
Happy New Year.
Cheers, Blue.
Thanks, Johnny.
Cheers, Johnny.